everyone, I'm Dans here, and this is the very first episode of Taboo Tuesdays, where we are going to cover the topic of puberty. We have all gone through puberty, and everyone in the world will go through puberty once. It is inevitable. However, I felt like this is a topic that has to be discussed more, as we don't tend to talk about it in a way that I will. Most of the problems during puberty arise from issues that neither parents nor kids understand and realize. And since I have gone through puberty pretty recently, and I have a sister who is going through puberty at the moment, I felt like I could address these issues because now I can see the whole thing from two different sides. So I did my research and decided to cover the topic from two different viewpoints. One, the scientific, and two, the personal one, which I have mainly acquired from myself and friends and family members. So let's just jump right into the science part, followed by the personal view. Puberty can be defined as the time when a boy or a girl becomes sexually mature. This for girls lasts from 10 to 14 years usually, and for boys from 12 to 16 years. However, these time ranges can vary according to each and every individual. Puberty causes mental and physical changes of every single individual and kid, while transforming them from a child to an adult, well, semi-adult. And I felt like I have to address the issue since many times one gender does not understand what happens with the other one. As for girls, breast development starts first. This is a physical change that can be seen by everyone. Then it is followed by pubic and armpit hair growth, and then the hips widen and menstruation starts, aka the period. As for boys, the genitalia grow first. Then it is followed by pubic and armpit hair growth, just as in the case of girls, which is followed by a deepening of their voice and an ease to build more muscle. Then facial hair starts to develop, and as the side effect of their hormone levels rising, they usually have wet dreams and involuntary erections. Now, it's needless to say that these changes in both genders are due to hormonal changes, which can be followed by many behavioral and mental changes too. But the rate and the time of the changes varies from person to person, as we are all different individuals. Now, the hormones, which I've talked about before, cause the physical changes as sexual organs start to grow. They start to grow as in height, their limbs get bigger as usually in teenage years. Their metabolism also speeds up. And as for mental changes, the personality of each and every person changes, along with having some mood swings. This was the scientific part of our small puberty talk. Now let's move on to what I personally experienced and what my friends experienced and what I observed. So in general, during puberty, you start to explore yourself because there are many changes to this thing that you are. You separate a bit from your family, you don't feel accepted, it feels like no one can really understand you, but remember that you're not alone. There are millions of kids out there who are experiencing the same thing as you do. You're no longer a child, but you're not an adult either, so the way people treat you varies really much, and you just do not seem to understand why this is happening, and you want to be treated as an adult, but you're not. So that causes lots of problems. Your body changes a lot, and you need to explore the whole thing by masturbation, which is totally normal, by the way, but no one seems to talk about this, and by experimenting with sexuality and sex itself. And also, it seems like you have a lot of fights with your parents since nothing you do is good enough for them, and they behave like they have never been teenagers. Now, moving on specifically to the girls' part, which I am more experienced in, you start to have mood swings due to the hormones. Every single one of your friends starts to be bitchy, and you just cannot do anything about it. But hey, I became best friends with one of my greatest enemies from primary school simply due to puberty. So it's quite an amazing thing. As a girl, since your body changes, you start to feel insecure and self-conscious, and this can pose many problems, but you have to accept yourself since you cannot change yourself, so just go with it and be happy with what you have. What I've realized is that many girls are afraid of getting their period, but it's not that much of a big deal. It might be a bit strange when you first start to realize that boys start looking at you differently and they are not disgusted of you, and you go to buy your first bra and you go to buy your first pack of tampons or pads. It's wonderful and scary at the same time. And as for boys, I'm not speaking about what I experienced because I'm not a boy. After the transitional phase when you act all stupid and try to grab everyone's ass and boobs, you become more manly and you actually start to become more serious, which is quite a positive thing. Also, you have wet dreams and involuntary erections, as I've mentioned before, which might be quite uncomfortable. But you finally start to discover your whole body, and that is helped by masturbation, which I've realized that is more openly discussed by boys than by girls. And the competition for girls start as they do not seem that disgusting anymore. All in all, I think that puberty is an amazing experience, and I mean, yes, there are many side effects to it. You might feel really bad about not behaving as your parents want you to, or growing up, or you do not want to grow up, or your friends start acting bitchy all at once and you just feel like you cannot handle it. But it will all come to a great end, because after all, this is only a phase and you will get through it and you will become an amazing adult with all these physical and mental abilities and with all this personality that you will develop through these years, because this is the phase when your personality develops the most. And if you're still going through puberty and watching this video, don't worry, you're not alone. You have your parents. They might seem not to understand you, but they do. Trust me, they do try their best. They are just worried that their small kid is going to grow up and enter into the adulthood. And that might be scary for them too, but talk to them openly because it's really important. Also, there are hundreds and millions of kids going through puberty at this very moment with you. So don't worry, you're not alone. And look around you, we have all survived puberty. So if you have any questions or concerns, click on the links which I have provided below. These are all very useful. Even if you're watching as a parent or as a kid, you should definitely check those out because they are really informative. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure to rate it with a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. There will be more content like this coming out in the following months. Additionally, to get the conversation going down in the comment section below, leave a comment with the weirdest thoughts or experiences of yours while going through puberty, or ask a question if you want to. I will answer all of them, and I hope that many of the other commenters will answer them too. Well, this was it for today, guys. I hope that you really enjoyed this video, and I will see you on Sunday with a regular upload. I love you very much. Goodbye.